Right, welcome back. Let's quickly take a look at some of our other regular features, starting with our question of the day. And this is what we're asking you.
Oh, it's trending topics first. Question of the day we'll get into in a short while, but that is all about that flag project. But we'll stay with us. We'll get there now. So JJ Tabani is trending, and this is a big trending topic because it's basically got to do with an interview that JJ Tabani did, and he was speaking about the start of COPE. And he mentioned a couple of people that were part of the ANC at the time that he says were integral in the formation of COPE. Now, one of the names mentioned was Trevor Manuel. And of course, this is now the bone of contention now, because Trevor Manuel came out and basically said, if you do not take that statement, whatever you said, and retract it by whatever the time was yesterday, I know there's a legal document
End of business.
End of business yesterday, I am going to press charges. JJ has subsequently said, I stand by what I said, I am not taking anything back, and we see what happens today, because there is a legal document there.
Well, the document essentially stated that if Dr. JJ Tabani does not, basically retract his statements, then Trevor Manuel will today or subsequent to close of business on the 11th of May, which was yesterday, will then proceed because he says, I shall have no alternative but to commence legal proceedings against you. So we wait to see what happens, seeing that JJ Tabani has stuck to his guns.
Absolutely.
So we'll keep an eye on this one to see where it goes.
Yeah, he basically, in an article I'm reading here, this is from News 24, has said, infuriated by allegations made by JJ Tabani, as we said, he's gone and put out this letter, and he was talking during a podcast on the Hustlers Corner. This was JJ Tabani, which was aired on YouTube. This was apparently 3 weeks ago, and this is where JJ's saying, absolutely not.
I have the letter, so maybe we'll put it up on Twitter.
Exactly, and read it.
People can read it.
That's it, saying absolutely not. I did not do this, and this is what JJ Tabani is basically saying. He said, you can do what you like. I'm standing by what I said. So this is going to be an interesting development today. We'll see what happens after this.
Indeed.
All right.
Right, moving on to Mrs. Jones. And of course, song come to mind, Me and Mrs. Jones.
Yeah.
Love that song, but that's not what it's about.
It's got nothing to do with the song.
Yeah, it's all about Minnie Dlamini Jones. And we spoke about this yesterday along with the Edwin Sodi trend. Edwin Sodi is still trending.
Yeah.
So is Minnie, so is Mrs. Jones, so is Quinton, which is who is Winnie's now
Minnie's
almost ex.
Almost ex. So here's a statement. So there was an official statement released yesterday by Minnie Dlamini and Quinton Jones. So Mr. and Mrs. Jones, as it stands. We have been aware of various allegations regarding our divorce circulating on social media since yesterday. Without saying much more, all the allegations made are false. They are damaging and malicious. Fabrications of such a damaging manner are both unnecessary and hurtful in a matter that is already sensitive to us. Our shared priority is to remain friends and co-parent our son. We kindly ask that you allow us to go through our private processes without dragging ourselves, our families, and our loved ones into baseless rumors and social media sensationalism. These baseless rumors affect not only us, but our child. Considering the nature of the allegations made, legal action will be taken against the relevant parties. Minnie Dlamini and Quinton Jones.
And so on and so forth. The thing that jumped out of that for me is, of course, the word choked. C-H-O-T-E. So apparently now, the past tense of cheat is choked.
Who said choked?
Hey, you didn't see people writing, who did she choke with? When did she choke?
You're joking. Are you serious? This now? What?
I'm dead serious.
That was all that stood out for you.
You'll find it. Go through that thread.
I'm not going to even look for it. Choked.
That's what stood out for me.
Choked on her. Okay. Or you don't even say choked. You just say choked.
You choked.
So it's cheat and in
choked.
Present tense.
Yeah.
And then past tense is choked.
Yes. She choked
Gosh,
on Quinton.
We really are reinventors here. All right, this one is now, this is actually a very disturbing trend, I have to say. This one is hitting us hard this morning. They are linked, they're not together, it's not one word, it's not Asemahle and Parklands. It's two separate trends that are linked, so it's not one word, apologies for that, but they are linked, it's the same kind of conversation. And, you know, in a nutshell, Parklands is an area, and basically there's a video that's doing the round of young girls that are dancing, I would say 15 and younger. That's what people are looking. I mean, when you look at it, you can see that they're young.
The girl Asemahle, we've determined, is 15 years old.
Is 15 years old. Now, the girls also in this video look exceptionally young, about 15, if not less. They are dancing and being very seductive, and there's cell phones on the table, and there's a guy filming them. And, you know, it just looks like a terrible situation. And then, of course, we get this voice note where we're hearing a conversation between a young girl, and we're still trying to figure out who the woman is. Some people are saying it's a nurse.
So it seems as though it's her mother and a nurse having this conversation with Asemahle.
Yeah.
And she's relating what happened when she went to some place. Seems she was lured there by someone called Vanessa, who also seemingly is a learner at the same school that she goes to. So also a very young girl, and yeah.
And they don't listen. It's all about.
It's actually quite horrific. You know, just listening to it, it would send, you know, all sorts of fear into you as a mother, as a parent.
Yeah.
You know, of a 15-year-old girl. The things that these children are made to do, you know, and again,
in exchange for a small amount of money and a cell phone, if that, so, yeah. Or a cell phone, or airtime, or whatever.
Did not even get the money. The money was given to Vanessa, it seems, and all of these things, but it's just horrific.
So, I mean, just to end this trend off, I mean, it's just people talking about, the whole theme is young girls in these situations where they are doing things, and what they're getting from this is a measly amount of money, if they get that. And people are just talking about, unfortunately, it's bringing up the topic of sex rings, it's bringing up foreign nationals as well, because this is what is also a part of the trend in the area of Parklands. And they're just saying that people are being groomed, lured into these, and these girls disappear, and it is just not good. So I really think we need to jump on this, have a look at these allegations, get the authorities there. If I was an authority, I would go to Parklands right now and I would find out what's going on, because it's well and good us talking about trends on social media. There has to be something happening there. And as a mother of a 9-year-old girl who's living in this country and may get lured into something like that, scares the daylights out of me. So let's act on this, please. Authorities, go and find out what's going on. That's what I have to say.
Sad reality is that it's so commonplace, it's scary.
Yeah.